All right, we are live. Looking good. So while we're waiting for everyone to get in here, for those of you who are coming to our show after the live show, leave a comment down below. We continue the adventure. It's going to be really interesting here coming up. We have a bunch of things going on. This is a really interesting segment, as a lot of you can probably see in the title. There's Jessica. Wait for a few more to get in here before I get into the first topic of discussion. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you, buddy. How's everything going up there in Michigan? I loved your ice sculpture video. That was really cool. I really liked the Mr. Potato Head. Actually, all of them are really awesome. Good to see you too, buddy. We do these live shows every Friday from 7 to 8. Just got to talk to viewers and have a good time. People don't have anything to do on a Friday night. You can come in here and we'll chat away. Yeah, it's been a little warmer here the last few days, Bob, but yeah, I bet up there it's pretty chilly. Hey, Kath. Good to see everybody getting on here. We'll chat for a couple minutes, and I'm going to go over here what I'm going to be doing in the next few days. If you noticed in the title of this live stream, there's a vlogger challenge coming. Jessica says, hi, Kathy. Yeah, really been enjoying your channel, Bob. Really good stuff. I love how you edit your videos, too. Everything goes together real nice. Great music. Thanks, Kath. Yeah, so these live streams, like I was saying before, Friday nights, 7 to 8, we all just kind of get together and chat about different topics, things we want to talk about. I try to keep it open. I touch on a few things that I'm going to be doing the next week so that people can tune in when we got them coming out. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, if anybody wants to check out Travel and American Life with Bobby, he's got a great channel. Good stuff. Also, if you're new to the channel here, make sure you give us a big like and subscribe down below. You really help us out a lot. Okay, well, I think we're about ready here. Hey, Jimbo. How you doing, Jim? Let a couple more people get in here. And basically what I'll do is I have a topic that I'm going to go over here. Probably give me about 5-10 minutes to talk about it, and then we'll get back into the chat, and we'll just start talking about stuff. Hey, Doug. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the live show. Okay, welcome to Adventures with Danno, where every Friday night we do this show from 7 to 8. I am a YouTube vlogger. I travel all over the place doing all my adventures to share with you, provide you with some decent entertainment. Hope that everybody's having a great Friday night. Good to see everybody. So the one thing I want to talk about is the vlogging challenge that I have coming up here. I've heard a couple people tell me that I should do this, and I finally came to the decision that I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. We'll see how it goes. But starting tomorrow, so it will be Sunday for you guys when you see it, but I'm doing a 5-day vlogging challenge where I will be filming myself doing stuff for 5 straight days. So the videos, which I hope I can get them, I'm going to try. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to do it. So the first video will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday following the live show on Friday. So I'm going to have 5 videos coming out back to back to back. Check them out. I have some good ideas. Tomorrow, we're hoping to go to the zoo. Now, it is supposed to rain. I think it's going to be later in the day, but yeah, we're looking forward to that. So that's going to start off the 5-day vlogging challenge. So that'll be a pretty interesting one, I think. And to boost views and subscribers, I am going to be wrestling a gorilla. Just kidding. That would be cool, though. That would probably go viral. So yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be a challenge. I've never done anything like this before. Yeah, this is a surprise to Jess too. Now it's just, I'm not, obviously we have to work and stuff, so the vlogs are going to be kind of in between things. I'm not going to be filming my job or anything, but you'll get to see what it's like in the life of Danno. Oh man, poor gorilla. Yeah, I don't know, Kath. Yeah, that would definitely go viral. I am definitely going to get some good photos of some gorillas tomorrow. We got a high of 60 degrees tomorrow, so I think the animals should be out. Hopefully, it seems like every time we go to the zoo, they're all sleeping. I know those lions sleep like 18 hours a day. So hopefully they're out playing. Really good to see everybody on here tonight. Hey, Marcella. Well, thank you. That's the second comment I've gotten on it. Also, Jessica is now one of my moderators now that I have figured out how to work this thing. So she can hang out inside the living room, watch the show, watch Harry Potter, and play Animal Crossing all at the same time. It's hard enough for me to focus on just sitting here. How you doing, Marcella? Jess is one happy camper. Hey, Shar. How you doing? So, yeah, here's something cool. Me and Jessica just got done watching the Tom and Jerry movie that came out today. It was good. It was to be expected, Tom chasing Jerry pretty much the entire movie. I won't give away any spoilers or anything. And if you've seen the show, if you've seen the movie, please don't ruin it in the comments because it just came out today, so I'm sure a lot of people are still watching it. Hey, Nancy. I'm doing good, Marcella. Doing good. For those of you who are just joining, I'll go over it again here in a few minutes. I don't want to just keep talking about it, but I am doing a 5-day vlogger challenge. So the first video will come out Sunday, and it will follow all the way up until Friday. So if you got nothing to do and you want to watch some fun TV, tune in to Danno. Doug says, what are the challenges about? What are the challenges about, and are there rules to follow? No rules. I make my own rules. That's what's great about having your own channel. You just do whatever you want. I really don't know how I'm going to do it. I've tried to script some things out. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to the zoo. It's supposed, I don't know if it's going to rain. I think it's going to rain later. We're going at about 11:30 in the morning, so I think we'll be good. So hope to get some good film on that. But I'm going to make it a true, honest vlogger challenge. A lot of people in these challenges, they'll go somewhere and they'll film like 2 hours somewhere, and then they'll just break it down into 5 parts. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give the date in every video so that you know that I have filmed, edited, and released the next day. So hopefully I don't pass out by Thursday. It's going to be tough, but I'm up to the challenge. So has anyone seen the new Tom and Jerry movie yet? It's good. You have to have HBO Max to get it. It did come out at the theater, and I don't know about the theaters where you guys live, but our theater's open, and it's usually not very many people. Also, last week I touched on me and our family. We rented out an entire theater for $100. It was an older movie, but we had 20 family members and friends. We were able to spread out in the whole theater for $100. Couldn't beat it. Jim says, how was it? It was good. It was good. Like I said, I think in the last live stream, I was never really a big Tom and Jerry fan. I got a lot of heat for that. But I don't know. It was just I was all more Looney Tunes, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a little strange seeing Tom and Jerry in this day and age. They did a good job with the animation because it's live action and animation, kind of like a Roger Rabbit type movie. But they did a good job of incorporating it. They were more kind of like they had a story, and then Tom and Jerry are kind of the side characters that are always chasing each other. It's hilarious. Definitely worth watching. Nancy says, I'm sitting here in the car at St. Williams waiting to get fish. The good old fish fry. Well, I appreciate you watching me in the car. Be careful. Dad and I are sharing jokes. Got any good ones? Well, I have to keep it PG on this channel. So not really, unfortunately. I'm not a very good joke teller. Your dad is, though. Nancy, you lucky dog. Yep. Fish fried is. Jim says, lots on Twitter say old Tom and Jerry was better. Well, now, see, that's hard for me to really judge there, Jim, because like I said before, I don't know. I never got into Tom and Jerry when I was a kid. I really enjoyed the movie, but I kind of got that if you were an old fan, if you were a fan of the cartoon, you will like this movie. I will say that. It's got its ups and downs. With a movie like this, obviously the plot is thin, but the characters keep you going. It keeps you in the movie. I enjoyed it. If you got HBO Max, you might as well watch it. There are so many movies coming out on HBO Max. I think I read something where they're coming out with a movie every week for the next year. So I don't know if that's every Friday. The one I'm interested in is Justice League, which comes out March 18th. I did a video on the trailer review of that. Doug says, awesome. Want to rent a whole drive-in? Yeah, that would be cool. Rent a whole drive-in movie theater. Are those even still around? I haven't seen a drive-in in forever. Superman, Marcelo, you know that. Dave is probably Batman. The Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader. Yeah, Nancy. Yeah, I know the fish fry down the street from us. They're going on from 4 to 7, and I got off work at about 4:30, and the line was, it was forever. Drive-ins can make a killing now with social. Yeah, no doubt, babe. No doubt. Is there still one in Amelia there? Drian? Yeah, there's not as many as there used to be. And honestly, I feel they could really make a comeback, as Jess said here. They could be making a killing right now. We'd go to a drive-in. Before the whole pandemic and everything, me and Jessica probably went to the theater, every couple weeks probably. Before we had rented out the movie theater just a couple weeks ago, The last movie I think me and Jess saw at the theater was Joker. That was like a year and a couple months ago. Eastgate Sunlight Driving. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That's why I'd have to say 50-50 on the Superman Batman thing. Right. Mickey or Donald Duck? Well, I know one person in this chat right now is Donald Duck. And if I don't say Mickey, I might get slapped in the back of the head. So, Mickey Mouse. My favorite's Goofy. Goofy's always been my favorite Disney character. And that's just of those characters. It's kind of hard to say. Like, people say, well, what's your favorite Disney character now? People say Luke Skywalker. Yep. Char loves Donald. Jim says, I used to go to either Dent or Ferguson Drive. Yeah. As far back as I can remember, I remember the Ferguson drive-through. And that's been a long time. Hey, Ashley. How you doing? Ashley has also started a YouTube channel. She does little breaking news events and stuff. Check her out if you get a chance. Really cool channel. Hilt? I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? Ashley says, I came on here before Jeff and Marie go live tonight. Yeah, I think they go on at 7:30. I usually get off at about 8:30. They kind of stay on till 9, so I'll probably jump over there after we're done with the live stream here. It's a big YouTube community here. All right, congratulations on your 70 subscribers. Nancy's favorite is Goofy as well. How can you not? I don't know. It's when me and Jess go to Disney World, I so look forward to seeing Goofy because he's goofy. He's dancing with you. He's having fun. Mickey's more the professional that really salutes the photos and everything, where Goofy is more the crazy, I don't know, my kind of character. She is sounding like Goofy. Yep. Ashley says, tell your wife I said hello. There she is. Jess says, hi, Ashley. I thought Nancy was Tink. Yes. Yeah. I think so, Nancy. I think Tinkerbell's your favorite, right? I think when people always think of the Fab Five, which is Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Daisy. So when you say what's your favorite character, I feel like those are the first 5 that come to people's heads, but Tinkerbell is definitely Nancy's, I think. Jim says, any updates on Disney? Not really that I know of. I know they're still operating at the same capacity. Jessica might be able to answer that a little better. I don't know any. Is your sister planning on going anytime soon? I know she goes to Disney a lot. Doug says, way back and was Ferguson Flea Market. Yeah, that's going back some years. Nancy says, you're right. You're right, Jess. Tinkerbell it is. No, we're planning on going back down in September. That's a ways away, though. We still have some planning to do for that. Jessica knew it. We do have a Smoky Mountain vacation coming up at the end of April. So I'm kind of using this vlog challenge as kind of a gauge to see if I can up the YouTube algorithm a little bit more in my favor. Yes, this is a challenge, but I've heard that this can really help push your channel out there. So I'm really looking forward to doing this for future videos as well. Like when we go to Gatlinburg, I would like to make that a challenge and be able to put those videos out every day. Now that might be a little more difficult. Plus we're on vacation. Yeah, it might be tough. Nancy says, I knew Kathy would know what I meant with the hilt. Yippee and Okie Mountain food. Yeah. Heck yeah. Smoky Mountain. I'm like Ron Burgundy. You put it up here, I read it. So please. Oh, Smoky Mountain food. Yes. Looking forward to that. Where there's a pancake house every 50 feet. I don't know if Disney would do so well here, Doug. That's why they kind of just spread it out with stores. And I have noticed that Target has been selling a lot more Disney stuff lately. And I know they were supposed to merge a lot of merchandise that they like parks merchandise to Target. Our Target isn't as popular as a lot of other Targets, I think closer to bigger cities. But I've seen Targets that have had a lot more Disney parks merchandise than we do. But because of the weather here, Doug, I don't know. I don't think they would ever do something like that. Disney is somewhere where they have to stay open all year long to make money. They put a lot of money in everything they do. Me and Jess actually did a little research on that one time, and I don't have the numbers here in front of me, but the money that they spend every day at just one park is ridiculous. And I don't know if a place like Kings Island or anything like that would be able to hang with the kind of money that they spend on one day. You are buffering over so often. Anybody else have that problem? I don't know. I haven't noticed anything on my end here. It is raining, so if it is buffering a little bit, I apologize for that. It shouldn't be, though. Looks pretty good here. Jess, how's it look on your end? Oh, Hilk. It's Hilk. That's actually how you pronounce it. AWHAUCK. Oh, Hilk. Oh, Hilk. Gosh. Not here, James. Yeah, it might be your end, buddy. Weather's, it rain's kind of coming and going here, so. Yeah, we pay a mini fortune for our internet, so it better not be buffering. If it is, then I'm going to be making a phone call in the morning. Disney would have to buy the whole region. I'll tell you what, they could. They really could. They buy everything. It seems like as soon as you turn a page, and the funny thing is that they don't really announce it. Like, oh, Disney bought Marvel, and then one day, oh, Disney signed over Star Wars, and it's like, yeah, you might get like a day notice, and then a week later they're like, oh, we're building Star Wars Land, and I'm like, so I know a lot of people always talk about Disney, how they're just taking over, they're buying everything. Well, I look at the good things they're doing. Like one of the coolest places I've ever been to in my life is Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. When I flew the Millennium Falcon, I felt like I was living a dream. There's no better experience. Everybody compares it to Star Tours. I'm like, I love Star Tours, which is, if you don't know, that's another Star Wars ride that's been around for a long time at Disney World. But sitting in the seat of Han Solo, oh, it don't get no better. Space Dome Theater. Oh, Hilt. Okay. Gosh. Yeah, that's another one. I can't start doing voices here. I'll start coughing. I'll try and do Chewbacca. There you go. Gorsh. That's funny. So back on the Star Wars thing. You see, you guys got me going now. They have a new ride that is called Rise of the Resistance, and if you haven't seen it, I did a video on it. But honestly, there are videos that if you just go into your YouTube search and search Rise of the Resistance, there are a lot of people that have done some great videos of this Star Wars ride. And it's amazing. If you're a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend watching it if you can't get down to Disney World. True theme park. Thanks, Kath. Yes, it is, Doug. Oh, you guys are funny. Really appreciate everybody coming on tonight. We've really been enjoying these live shows. I made Jessica a moderator now so she can be a little more interactive. So if people get on here and she can interact more on a personable level, and it's really nice because it allows her to do some of the things she wants to do, and I can be here chatting with you guys. And oh, come on. I couldn't get her in here with me, so we had to move on to the next best thing. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. You really help us out a lot. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Every little bit of interaction on YouTube helps. Anything you do, just commenting, just sitting here and us talking really helps out my channel. And it's great because I get to chat with everybody. It's such an awesome time. We have great time doing this. Of all the stuff that I have done probably in the last couple months of filming and everything else, this has probably been the most exciting for me because all you guys who have faithfully watched our channel and everything, I look at this as a way of interacting with you guys, giving back a little because I really appreciate. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to keep doing this. And, you know, it's like every time you think that it's not working, something else opens up and you roll with it. You just go with it, and really appreciate all you guys watching the show. I hope you guys are enjoying the live show and everything. Hey, Jason. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. I see you have another premiere coming up Saturday. If you say Gators again, though, I'm not watching. I'm just kidding. PFAM5 here. He's got a great channel. Similar to kind of what we do. He travels out. Him and his family do a bunch of hikes and stuff, and really fun to watch on YouTube. Check him out if ever you get a chance. Thumbs up, Adrian. When's that come out, Jason? Saturday? I think it said Saturday. Better be Gators included. So for those of you who, because I see there's some more people on here, me and Jessica are going to the zoo tomorrow, doing a 5-day vlog challenge. I'll be most of the, we're going to do the zoo video. The rest of the challenges are probably going to be me kind of in between work and stuff. Just going to kind of put together, I'm really just kind of challenging myself to do this and to kind of give people an idea of what I do on an everyday basis. So maybe you'll find it interesting. Maybe you'll find it incredibly boring, but I'm going to give it a shot and hopefully it's fun and exciting for you. I'm experimenting with Saturday premieres at 10 a.m. Eastern. I think that's a great time, Jason. 10 a.m. is perfect. A lot of people sleep in on Saturday. I've been experimenting a lot too. And yeah, I don't know if you had heard about the vlog challenge, Jason, but for the next 5 days, I'm going to be vlogging every day. I'm going to try to get them all edited and have it out on the next day. So I'm going to do my best. It's going to be an interesting challenge. I'm up to the task. Oh, I got my eyes peeled for the new 6-strings. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to pick up that guitar, buddy. Start jamming. I'd play my guitar right now for you guys, but YouTube is real particular about playing music, and especially with a live stream. When you do a live stream, you don't know what YouTube's going to do with it until you're done. So if I start playing music and for some reason there's some kind of copyright on it, well, then there's nothing I can really do about it. So no music in the live stream. I have thought about maybe doing some blues stuff, on the side, but that's going to be later. Jess says, what do you want him to do? LOL. Doug says, oh, I got my eyes peeled. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to get that guitar, buddy. Guitar's just like anything else. It's something. If a lot of, I used to teach guitar years ago. I gave lessons, and the biggest thing that I learned about that is that people get a guitar, and now this really is about older students, because most young people that I would teach, they would learn. It was like they were kind of like a sponge. But I felt like after a certain age, like 25, 30, 40 even, I felt it was harder to teach them because they don't really want to learn how to play guitar. They want to learn how to play a couple songs. So I would teach them a couple songs and, go on from there. Oh, that's a funny name. Well, hello. Well, I'm almost through the line, so as Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks. Enjoy the fish fry. Good luck, Nancy. No gators, but there are fiddler crabs. All right. That should be interesting. And thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Well, hello, Mr. Pants. I won't say the rest there. So, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. You really help us out a lot. Give us a big thumbs up. Really looking forward to the vlog challenge. Should be a good time. YouTube reel about the format. Yeah. Well, there's an algorithm. Okay, so a lot of people, especially a lot of newer YouTubers like myself, you kind of have to experiment and get your name out there in a certain order of events. And what I mean by that is I usually put out a video on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I do the live show on Fridays. Now, YouTube gets used to that, and then when I do something different, it kind of throws it off a little bit. Like some viewers weren't getting my notifications. They would get them like 2 or 3 days later. Well, apparently when you log every day, or when you vlog every day, that kind of tricks the algorithm into pushing your stuff out more because it shows you're being more active. Kind of like Facebook or anything else. Jason says, I watched your editing video. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Sometimes I watch on my TV and I have to remember to go back on my phone and comment. Yeah, boy, that was a catastrophe. If anybody on here hasn't seen it yet, I did a little funny video. I was editing a video that was more for practice because I was trying to put music into the video. What was funny about it is I edited a really sad song and it was unedited. So I'm sitting here scratching my head and just kind of looking off camera and everything. So I decided to go back and film myself, editing myself, filming myself again. And it's just a hilarious little video. I kind of make fun of myself, but you know what? If you can't make fun of yourself, it's laugh or cry. Have you tried the sriracha fish at Frisch's? No, I haven't. Any good? Hot? I really haven't done the fish sandwich much at Frisch's lately because every time I get a fish sandwich from there, it's burnt. It's either burned or undercooked. Why can't I have that happy medium? Yes, Kathy, you do. It's hilarious. It is really funny. That's pretty much what it is, Doug. Just go. It was the last video I did. I think it came out. It came out yesterday morning. It's hilarious. I don't want to ruin it for you. So for those who missed out at the beginning, tomorrow to help boost views, subscribers, and likes, I'm going to wrestle a gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. And that's a joke. But I will get some good film on some gorillas. Not too hot? Yeah. Sriracha can be either way. I've had sriracha where it's so hot you can't even get it near your mouth. And I've had it where it's like, this ain't hot at all. Just a little bit of spice. Kind of like those Mets, the Italian sausage I made in that video about a week ago. I don't know if you saw that video, but I got the mild. And sometimes we'll get the mild and it'll be so hot. I think they either mix it up in the packaging or something. So I know we got them one time and it was ridiculous. Jason says that would be a good live stream with the gorilla. Yeah, that would definitely go viral. I might be dead, but who knows? Might be worth it. Jess can reap the rewards. All right. BB-8 wants to say hello. Beep, bop, boop, boop, boop. Oh. Yeah, just kind of leaving the topics open for what people want to talk about. That's kind of my whole Friday thing here. The whole Friday live show, I try to not make mostly about me. I give a little bit of information on events that we have coming up, videos that we got coming up, but more of it is interaction with you guys and things you want to talk about. Just no politics. That's all I ask. No politics. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Any good movies? I was saying before, for some of you who just showed up, we just got done watching the Tom and Jerry movie. It was great. It was good. Definitely worth watching. And I got to say, HBO Max, I feel like HBO Max and Disney Plus are like on a balance beam right now because it seems like every week they're coming out with something new. I haven't seen the new WandaVision yet, but that shows I'm a little indifferent when it comes to that show. One week it's great, the next week I don't know. Like I just kind of get lost. Hey Barry, how you doing, buddy? Did you see where Kentucky Kingdom was leased by the same company that has Silver Dollar City and Dollywood. No, I didn't. I haven't been to Kentucky Kingdom. I've actually never been to Kentucky Kingdom, the park. I know a lot of people who have. I don't really know too much about Kentucky Kingdom. I'd like to go sometime. Every time we pass it, we're just waving by on our way to Disney World. Somebody asked me the other day, it was on one of these streams, how do we go to Disney so often? It's budgeting. You know, Disney is not cheap, but really a big reason why we go to Florida, you know, at least 2, sometimes 3 times a year. Jessica has a lot of family that lives in Florida, so like we need the excuse. But yeah, if you want to go to Disney, you definitely have to plan it out. Doug says, oh, I had a bad experience with a couple restaurants this past month. They don't know I'm a Google guide, and it was a waste. Well, that stinks, man. Yeah, restaurants, you know, I mean, they're hit or miss, man, especially around that area. So do you think that's a good thing, Barry? Oh, we're pretty close to Kentucky Kingdom. It's, maybe a 2-hour drive. Just says, Harry just saved Jenny from the Chamber of Secrets, in case you were wondering. Jess is knee-deep in the Harry Potter. I feel like Harry Potter is on every weekend, and it's always on a different channel. It's like they sell it to the highest bidder the next week. What channel is that on this week, Jess? I remember there were a couple times when we were going to go down to Kentucky Kingdom and they were closed. And it's been a few years back. Hasn't been on for a while. What? 2 weeks? No, it's on Sci-Fi again. All right. Eddie Potter. Set Dobby free. Way to go, Harry. Anytime it's on, it becomes a Harry Potter weekend. You know what's funny? When Harry Potter first came out, I wasn't a huge fan. And it was just something that I never really got into. And then as time went along, I sat down and watched them all and watched them again and watched them again. And now I know it backwards. Thanks, Jess. Me? Never want to see Harry Potter. Oh. No, it's good. It's good. It definitely. Jess says you have to watch them, Jim. Shar says, not to worry, Dan. We both have all the DVDs. We got the DVDs. We got the streaming service. We got the wands. It is a Harry Potter universe in here. Jess is about one of the biggest Harry Potter fans I know. Oh, yes. Go ahead. I don't know what my favorite Harry Potter movie is. See, Jess, I need you in here. This is where be a good. You could elaborate more on this stuff. Barry says, have y'all been to Hagrid's roller coaster? Or have we been on Hagrid's roller coaster at Universal? No. We did go to Universal last year. And that line was so long, I was like, nope, I'm not even going to try it. I didn't do any of the Harry Potter. It was so busy. It was like Universal was completely empty. And then you go to the Harry Potter section, Hogwarts or Hogsmeade, and it's like shoulder to shoulder. This was before the pandemic, but Jess says Order of the Phoenix. Well, I know your favorite. Best ride in the park. I've heard that, Barry. I've heard that. It looks awesome. I've seen videos on it. I know my aunt and a couple of my cousins went down there, and they rode the other two, the one in the castle and Forbidden Journey, and the one in the bank, whatever that one's called. Diagon Alley. Yeah, it was pretty busy. Kathy says the books are so great too. I have read them all twice. Charlene's favorite is Order of the Phoenix as well. I've heard that, Kathy. I've heard the books are way better. Jess knows all about the books. I enjoy the movies. I haven't even touched one of the books. If I read something, it's usually comic books. I do like reading a lot of history. Doug says, are there any Captain Jack Sparrow fans here tonight? Well, I'm one. Who doesn't like Captain Jack Sparrow? Have you ever been to Disney World, Doug? I think we talked about this one time before. Jim says books are always better than the movie. Usually. I'll tell you one book right off the top of my head that I remember that was way better than the movie. And I don't know if it was just because I read it before I saw the movie. It's kind of weird how that works. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a horror movie or a horror book. Like it is gruesome. And the book was so far different than the movie. I don't know. Like you can't even really compare it. If you haven't read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, I recommend it. It is great. He is a great author. Kind of focuses more in the mind of Jeff Goldblum's character more than anybody else in the books. So it all has to do with like equations and all that kind of stuff. It's really good though. Jessica says Hunger Games books better than the movie. I've heard that from a lot of people, her included. I know a lot of people gave a lot of flack on the Hunger Games, the original movie that they did, saying that it was barely anything like the book at all. All right, Ashley. Well, have a good time. Tell Jeff and Marie I said hello. Kathy says, true, Jess. Jason says, I need picture books. Yeah, those are the ones I like. Harry Potter with a broom or a wand shooting somebody. Avada Kedavra. Oh, wait. Wrong curse. Barry says, I heard the Divergent novels are the same. Book's good, but the movies aren't too hot. I did not like Divergent at all. I think Jess... Did you read those, Jess? The Divergent series? I saw the movie, and it was... I thought it was terrible. I don't know. Maybe if I had read the book before I saw the movie, it might have been a little better, but... Nah, I don't know. I know that movie got a lot of hype. The books are good. I hated the movie, yeah. Yeah, it was bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I try not to, especially when it's something that I know Jess is really looking forward to, or, if any of your friends are really looking forward to a movie or something, you don't want to be that guy that's like, this is absolutely terrible, but she agreed with me on this one. It was pretty bad. I don't even remember the plot. I don't even remember. I don't know if it was the same author. I know it was kind of along the Hunger Games books that were coming out. It was supposed to be the next popular thing, I think. And it was in the books, but yeah, the movie. Disney has summer admission relief for entry. Do they? Well, that's a shock because Disney usually never does discounts. I mean, I guess they have to, though. Jess says, well, you picture a character a certain way, and then they aren't in the movie, and it sucks. Yes. I know. It's rough, you know. That's, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some books that I've read where the movies were, you know, some movies are better than the books, too. Usually, like, older movies. You know, like ones that you had to read back in school and you didn't read it and you had to watch the movie. Maybe that's why I liked it better. That's how I got through. Just watch the movie, Dan. Then I get that D. Cass says, Dan, I think that ride was Gringotts, something or another, and I was so scared to ride it. Kath, you know, I applaud you. Kathy is such a huge Harry Potter fan, and she absolutely hates rides like that. So I applaud you on that. I am really glad that you were able to ride that, because you got to experience it, you know. And you know, that's where I was proud of Jess, because when we went to Hollywood Studios, she knew that Millennium Falcon was going to give her motion sickness, and it did. Oh, it did. It was bad. The people behind us in the Millennium Falcon, like we're flying that ship into every asteroid possible. It was crazy. I'm sitting over here trying to control that, but you know what? She did it, and she'll never forget it. Jess says The Hobbit. LOL. No, well, you might think so, but no, that's one where I think the book is better. That's different, though. They completely changed The Hobbit for the movies, you know, because those books came out later. As a matter of fact, I think the next two books were actually written by Tolkien's son. So, Doug says game creation trying 3D itself in virtual reality. Okay, then. Jim says, my sister wants to go on a Disney cruise so bad, but they are costly. Yes, they are. I would like to go on any cruise, except for Carnival. No Carnival cruises. Unless you got another boat sitting beside it for when something goes wrong. Jess says, never do it again. Oh, the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, that was rough on her. But you know what? You did it, and I'm proud of you. Cass says, I'm so proud of Jess, too. Barry says, what is your opinion on the origin of Doomsday and Batman vs. Superman movie compared to origin in the comics? Another way the movie is not as good as the comic. Yeah, man. That, whew. You had to go there, didn't you, buddy? Yeah, it's like night and day. And, you know, it's funny because anytime I see a cave troll from the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, that's the first thing I think of is that's all you can do for Doomsday here? Like, is this what we've come to? All these computer graphics and all this stuff, and you can't make Doomsday look like he did in the comics? Death of Superman, one of the greatest comic book series of all time, and you have millions and millions of editing software to where you can create the enemy that killed Superman? It was terrible, man. Yeah, I'd take the book over that any day. You know, and I could go on and on about this, and maybe have another show on that one, Barry, because I don't know. That's a sore subject for me. That's why I'm really looking forward to the newer Justice League. But I'm a little not worried. I'm glad that Zack Snyder has had a very long time to work on this, because I like the way Steppenwolf looks, and I like the way Darkseid looks. But how it's going to be, I hope it's good. If it's not good, then Warner Brothers just needs to sell DC to Disney or something. Oh, we'll have a Marvel versus DC. Jim says they are ships, not boats. I call the Carnival Cruise a boat, not a ship. But you can call it whatever you like. We would love to go on a Disney cruise, though. Not right now. I mean, even if I had the money, I ain't getting on a boat with nobody. Me and Jess were talking about flying down to Florida, and it's like, I don't know. There's so many advantages to having your car. Plus, with everything going on, we don't know where things are going to be. Hopefully, things are getting better. We'll see. Jess says, although it would be a funny video, me freaking out on a ride. Man, yes. I wish I would have had the camera on that ride. Oh, it was terrible. She's like, I can't fly. Oh, it was fun. Now, Jess will ride the tallest roller coaster on the planet. She'll ride it's a forward motion thing. She gets motion sickness when it goes side to side and kind of rocks, and it just doesn't work right with her. But she's ridden some of the biggest roller coasters on the planet with me, so she can hang. Doug says that already becoming a centerpiece for Disney goers. What do you mean, Doug? What's the centerpiece? The cruises? Doomsday looked like Clayface. That's funny. That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it in the theater, or the preview that they did before they came out with the movie. I was like, is that Clayface? I mean, we got Batman. And then everybody started saying it was Doomsday. And I'm like, what? It didn't even make any sense. I don't know. A lot of that movie didn't make sense. I didn't care for what's his name as Lex Luthor either. It was terrible. And now, I'm a big, if we're going movies, I'm a big Christopher Reeve fan. I'm sure you are too. Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. It's hard to beat that. But I mean, you couldn't find anybody better to play Lex Luthor. I know you're trying to go out of the box and, put somebody in there that's, I don't know, maybe a little more kooky, but I don't know. That's why I never, after that movie, I was kind of off of the Zack Snyder train, right? And I hate to be the first to admit, but when they said that Joss Whedon was taking over the Justice League movie, I was excited. I'm like, he's going to make an Avengers movie out of Justice League. And I don't know, he destroyed it. So I think a lot of it has to do with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers just cannot handle comic book movies. Not anymore. They used to be able to when the budget was nothing. Now they just throw billions of dollars into something that people say, oh, this will work, but they can't fix a mustache on Superman. I don't know if you saw any of the videos when they were doing the Justice League, but Superman, Henry Cavill, was under contract to where he couldn't shave his mustache to do reshoots. Now, Warner Brothers had known this, and then they had erased the mustache for the movie, right? But it looked terrible. And then a kid got online and used FaceTime or something and made it look perfect. So billions of dollars versus this kid's iPhone, the iPhone won. I don't know, man. Barry says, film Jessica riding Mission to Mars at Epcot, the rough one. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd have to focus more on calling the ambulance. I've done that. It's fun. I love it. I haven't done Mission to Mars in a long time, though. I love cruise. Kathy says, I love cruising and would love to do the Disney, but out of my price range for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to, Jess says, oh, heck no. Yeah, it's out of everybody's price range. It's ridiculous. I don't know how or why they can charge that much money. And there's a lot of perks that you get on other cruises that they don't even include. It's like you pay a fortune and then you end up paying for other stuff. Most cruises, like I know, what is it, Royal Caribbean? Like you have a set price, you get food for free, right? Because that's part of it. And yeah, I know you can add alcohol and stuff. It's like an extra few bucks or whatever it is. But yeah, Disney on their cruises, they need to. Well, and the reason why they're so expensive is because people pay it. People pay it. Jason says Michael Rosenbaum was a great Lex Luthor. Yes, yes, and actually, he was the one I was going to mention that should have played Lex Luthor in the movie. I know a lot of these TV shows and stuff, they don't want to put people from the TV show in the movie. I don't, why not? Smallville was done. Smallville was completely over with. Barry says, I thought the exact same thing with Snyder after Batman vs. Superman. I figured Warner Brothers were getting tired of him. Now, see, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure they were. Zack Snyder definitely has an agenda, and that agenda is I'm going to do what I do, and you're going to let me do it. And then Warner Brothers has you're going to do it our way or you're gone. So those two kind of people just don't seem to mix well. I know there were a lot of things in Batman versus Superman that I did not like. Doomsday probably being number one. I thought it was very disrespectful to the character. And for those of you who just watched the movies, I mean, I don't even see how, if you never read that comic series before, which it's way more popular than I probably give it credit for. But if you've never read that before, you still have a movie that is terrible at the end. Like, this is just, I don't know. They kind of just blew it up. We're about to get 4 hours of a correction course for Justice League, so hopefully it's good. Jim says they pay the Disney price, and that Disney price is steep, sir. And this is something that I've touched on in videos before, but the way me and Jessica are able to go to Disney World, we budget our money. It is expensive. It's expensive. You have to find ways that your budget allows you to do it, whether that's staying off property, because a lot of people think they go to Disney World, they got to stay in one of their hotels. No, you don't. Even if you want to fly, rent a car. Like I've said before, we're about 13 and a half, 14 hours from Orlando. And we usually just come back to, hey, we're just going to drive because we save a fortune. That flight and the rental car and all that stuff, I mean, it all adds up. And the more money you save in those directions, like I almost feel like it would be better to just rent a car if you didn't want to drive our own car. Rent a car, drive down there and back. Because you had the flight and all that stuff, and yeah, it gets expensive. Doug says, Smallville went into late night, 2 a.m., and I lost track after that. Well, that's what happens. Yeah. Once they hit the 2 a.m., it's pretty much done and over. Jim says, because it's Disney. Yep. I know. If it says Disney on it, they can put any kind of price tag they want. Barry says, Snyder did the same thing Michael Bay did with Transformers. Oh, looks like he would have stuck to canon after all the flack they received. Yeah. And again, I like Transformers. I thought it was great. I thought the first, when they did the first Transformer movie, I was like, this is incredible. One of my all-time favorite cartoons is now real life. And they even got the same guys to talk for Megatron and Optimus Prime. I mean, it didn't get no better than that for me. Yes, the movies after that were like, whoa, you're like, it even got to the point where it's like, you're doing the same movie like every time. It's becoming a cash grab here. It's like making $100 every 100 miles. Yes. With driving to Florida. Yeah. Jess is getting excited because I'm getting back on the driving back to Florida train here. Because I always say about a week after we get back from that horrendous drive that we need to fly. And it gives me a couple months to get over it and just drive again. Yeah. Do you have HBO Max, Barry? I think you said you did last week. I don't want to say, I saw a couple of reviews. I heard a guy on the radio talking earlier about the Tom and Jerry movie, and he said, "Oh, this was a big cash grab." I don't think that. I don't think it's a big cash grab. I thought they made, yeah. Yeah, I thought you did, Barry. I don't think it was a cash grab at all. And actually, it seems like the perfect time to get HBO Max, and no, they are not paying me for all this. I love HBO Max. It is all the DC. It's like Disney Plus has all the Marvel and Star Wars, and HBO Max has all the DC characters. I mean, it don't get no better than that. It's what's funny, and I won't talk too much about this, but ever since we got Disney Plus, the only Star Wars show that I've actually watched on there is Mandalorian. I haven't gone back and rewatched any of the Star Wars movies because I got them on Blu-ray, and I don't know. We need to have a Star Wars marathon, Jess. How do you like that? Yes. Oh, hold on. Jess says, also these dang planes catching fire. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It was funny because we were just talking about flying, and the next day they had that incident on that Boeing plane, and man, they need to. I don't know. It's crazy. Kathy says, "Don't mention that, Jess, we're flying to Phoenix in March." You're going to Phoenix in March, Kath? Are you doing the Reds? They don't have the practice thing, do they? Open to the public, the spring training. Jim says, "I'd rather go on a plane than ride or drive anytime." If it was very cost effective, but because of everything going on right now and everything seems like it's going in the right direction, knock on wood, hopefully, planes are going to start skyrocketing because they've been losing billions of dollars. Not the original. I was just going to talk about that, Jess. I made a mistake. So Jessica has never seen, or she never saw the Star Wars movies, none of them. And I was like, well, what would it be like for somebody who's never seen any of the Star Wars movies to watch episodes 1 through 6? That's all the ones that were there at the time. So we watched the prequels, 1, 2, 3, and then we watched the originals, 4, 5, 6. And that was a mistake because she likes the prequels and she can't stand the originals. And I don't know, I guess because they're older. Boy, it really saddens me to say this live. You need to watch them again, Jess. We'll have a big marathon. It'll be great. Eat a bunch of popcorn. Barry says, we flew from Atlanta to Orlando before the pandemic and loved it. We stayed in a Universal hotel and used an Uber to and from the airport to the hotel, and they bussed us to the parks. Yeah. If you can do those kind of perks, and that is the one advantage of staying on property with either Universal or Disney, the perks, there are a lot of good perks. And yeah, the Uber thing, I hear it's just as cheap taking Uber here as it is down in Orlando. And if you can get the transportation to the parks, and usually when me and Jessica stay on property at Disney World, we usually stay at one of their resorts. It's called Disney's Pop Century Resort, which it's a value resort, but it's really awesome. We love it. Kind of puts you in the middle of the action. But yeah, they have all those perks too. They have the bus service, free bus service that takes you to the parks and everything. And yeah, we could have Ubered when we flew down this one time, but I don't know. It was rough being in that Disney bubble. We didn't take any cabs or anything. Kathy says, Red Spring training. No, the practices are not open, but we did get the limited tickets to some games at Goodyear. That's awesome. All right. Yeah, that's great. And I was happy to hear that the Reds, well, and all Major League Baseball for that matter, they're opening up, at least I know the Cincinnati is opening up at 30% capacity, which is roughly 12 to 13,000 people. So that'll be pretty cool. I need to get to a ball game. I got to get to a Reds game. I mean, it's driving me nuts. I hated missing baseball all last year. I don't go to games much, but when you can't go to a game, that just makes you want to go even more. You know, am I wrong? Jim says Phoenix 3.5, 4-hour flight. PHX equals 3.5. Okay, cool. Just as, I mean, you fall asleep during them too, so. No. She's talking about the time when we were, I think it was the original Star Wars, and I dozed off because we had just watched 3 movies before that. Try to blame me. It's okay. Guess what we're doing tomorrow after the zoo? Star Wars Marathon. I wish I had my lightsabers in here. Doug says, best way to travel is tourist first class to Disney. I'm not sure what you mean there, Doug, but yes, tourist first class to Disney. I ride first class in Jessica's passenger seat as we drive. Barry says, that's where, yeah, it's great, man. I love it. You got, we love staying in the 60s area there because, and for those of you who don't know, they have a 1950s section, a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And it all kind of flows, like it has the music, the theming, like the 60s, you have the hippy dippy pool, the 80s, you got the computer pole, it's just, it all kind of fits in. It's real nice there. It's like you're thrown into what Disney's all about. That's why we love it. I can't see spending a lot more on an upgraded resort when you're not in there that much. We say that all the time. And I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people reached out to me on how to save money on Disney. What should you do if you have money to spend on Disney? And that's what I say. Like, you're in the room, you're barely there. You're barely there. We don't even stay on Disney property anymore just for that reason. And we save probably 2/3 of what we normally spend. And all, we've never stayed at All-Star Resort, but I've heard nothing but good things about that too. And you've got the other one across the lake, Art of Animation. I've heard that one's really good. It's a little more expensive, but yeah, you're not paying the moderate or crazy prices of some of the other ones. I can't see spending $500 a night anywhere. I mean, unless it's on the Millennium Falcon or something. Even then, Kathy says, yes, very excited about fans at the ballpark. Yes. Oh, I know you are. Actually, when I heard that on the radio earlier, Kath, you're the first person I thought of, you and Melissa. Just says, the new ones only, LOL. No, you liked the prequels. And I don't, I liked the newer ones, but I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to get into The Last Jedi. I know that's what she's trying to do here. The Last Jedi was one of the worst Star Wars movies, if not the worst. I didn't like the way they did Luke. They really just Luke Luke is my Star Wars hero, and you made him look bad. You made him look like a bum, and I'll never watch it. I forget the director's name, but yeah, I'll never support that guy again. Hey, Dave. Oh, it's okay, buddy. We're staying on a little later anyway here. Some more people coming in, and we're just chatting it up. Why pay $300 a night for your luggage? Absolutely. I know that. Jess says, hi, Dave. Doug says, so what is the best card games, Pokemon? Oh, I have no idea, man. I never got into any of those. I know. Do you play them, Doug? I seriously doubt it. Probably Pokemon. Hey, Elaine. How are you? Good to see you. Dave says, I have stayed at the All-Stars Pop Century Art of Animation in Coronado Springs. Yes, that is a good selection. And I think out of all those, Coronado Springs is the one that's maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it's if you want a great Disney experience and you don't want to spend a ton of money, I recommend Art of Animation. We've never stayed there before, but you have Pop Century and then you have Art of Animation, right? And they're both kind of connected. There's a bridge that connects both the resorts together. Art of Animation is beautiful. Like if you're looking for more of the Pixar, the different arts of Disney movies and stuff, Art of Animation is the way to go. If you're looking for more of the fun, happy Disney, we're going to throw it all out at you here, Pop Century is more the way to go. We always walk over to Art of Animation to get some of their food to kind of change it up some. Just says, until Anakin goes, all let's murder kids. Mr. Skywalker, what are we going to do? Yeah, that was rough, man. Oh, I hate even thinking of that scene. Ryan Johnson, yeah, you're right, Dave. Yeah. I don't like him. He destroyed one of our favorite characters. Although, Jon Favreau and the Mandalorian characters, and this is a big spoiler alert. If you have not watched Mandalorian, well, you should have, because I'm about to ruin it for you. Luke Skywalker shows up at the end of the second season, and they do him absolute justice. I mean, I'm glad. I really feel like Disney knew that they had messed up. They knew that to begin with. That's why they did Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker was a fan-made film. A lot of people didn't like it because it's kind of disjointed, and they're basically taking, here's Last Jedi, baseball, here's Rise of Skywalker, bat, and knocking that movie right out of the park, because that's all Rise of Skywalker is a course correction. And then they had something good with Mandalorian. They brought Luke back. Great show. Awesome. And for those of you who have seen Rogue One, that's what I've talked to a few people. That's what I compare it to. Best Darth Vader scene ever. Best fight scene ever for Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One. And they basically do the same thing with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. He comes on the ship, saves everybody. Good to go. Dave says he likes Pokemon. There you go, Doug. We got a Pokemon fan. Dave says, yeah, Coronado is moderate, but right now you can get rooms there for the cost of an all-star resort. Ah, that's cool. Heck yeah. Yeah, if you can do that, I'd definitely stay at Coronado. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, gorgeous resort. Now, honestly, I can't justify staying at these bigger resorts because, okay, you're within, you can't even walk to, unless you're staying at Contemporary, you can't really walk to the park because, it's still pretty far away and you can't swim. You got to take a boat over there. They got gators in Florida. But yeah, I like when we go to Disney, when we stay on property, I like staying in the areas because when you stay at Pop Century or you stay at Art of Animation or All-Star, you're staying with people that are more like me. Like, you have saved your money. You have worked hard to get here. You're going to the parks, you're going to the shops, you're doing all this stuff. You want the Star Wars experience, you want the Marvel experience. You know, you're staying with people who are more down to earth like I am. And they're all talkative and they're all happy to be there. Not saying that these other resorts aren't like that, but that's the feeling that we've gotten from these places. That's why I like staying there. That's probably number one. I will probably end up doing a short video, not a YouTube short, but a short video on our trip to Orlando during Hurricane Irma. That was a crazy adventure. Some of you probably know about it. It was to give a quick, we stayed at Pop Century, and we got down there right as Hurricane Irma, biggest hurricane that Florida's ever seen. And, we were so excited to get down there and everything. And we made it to Pop Century, and everybody there, they were taking people in because everybody there had lost their homes. They had their pets, they had their animals. And I don't know, I kind of felt a connection to be there because I was, that was back when I was exercising a little, walking and stuff. And I would go around and I would talk to these people. I would just sit on a bench with them and just tell them, things are going to be okay. I talked to a guy, he had lost everything. He lost his condo. He lost, he couldn't find his sister at the time, and he was really worried about her. And I did catch up with him later, and she was okay and everything. But that was kind of my personal connection. Both mine and Jessica's personal connection with Pop Century was when we showed up there, and it was destroyed. I mean, the trees were down, palm trees were everywhere. They were, for the guests that were staying there that were homeless, they were bringing bagged lunches. They were bringing Disney characters in to try and cheer up kids and stuff. I mean, it was quite an experience. I may do a video on that. There's a lot more to that. That ended up making our drive down there almost 27 hours of driving. Barry says, how did you like Hayden Christensen's portrayal of Anakin Skywalker? I liked it, right? I did. I kind of felt like his scripting was a little off. I felt like he was a better actor than he was given to read, and I don't know. I kind of think, I don't know. That's a discussion for a later day, probably, man. I like him and I didn't like him. I thought he could have been better if he had a better script. I kind of felt like George Lucas kind of messed some of the script writing off with him, messed up with him. And I don't know, Jess said in a comment earlier before, like when, you have this scene of Anakin, right? And he's turned to the dark side and he goes into the temple and they're wiping the temple out and he goes up top and then kids come out, and it's like, I know you're trying to show that he's gone completely nuts now, that he's going to kill a bunch of kids in the Jedi temple. But I don't know. I thought there was a better way to handle that. Like when he turns into Darth Vader, right? He just instantly chops off Mace Windu's arm. Yes, Lord Vader. Okay, cool. Yeah, now let's go wipe them children out. Yeah, I feel a lot of that was George Lucas's fault. Dave says, nope, me neither. Barry says, yes, Rogue One is my favorite. Very well done. I loved it, man. I loved it. Jim says, Danno, I'm getting off. Liked your live show. My leg is hurting a little. Hey, man, thanks for having you. Yeah, thanks for joining, buddy. It's good to have you. Also, yeah, every Friday, 7 to 8, we're going to do this live show. It's mostly just, like I was saying before, to people who weren't here. This is more a interact with everybody, have a good time. I will give little updates on the channel and what we're doing. For those of you who have just showed up, you might have seen in the title, Vlogger Challenge. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. For the next 5 days, I am creating a Vlogger Challenge for myself where I'm going to film, edit, and put it out that next day. So for what I film tomorrow, will be out Sunday morning, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, and then we'll talk about it next Friday at 7 o'clock. So it's a challenge. It's going to be tough, but It'll be fun. Jess says, Irma. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. I still have nightmares of that. Dave says, you were down there for that? Wow, I watched Tim Tracker's videos covering that storm. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't in it like we were. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, they lived down there, so they were hunkering down. We drove right through it. We were like, you know what? It seems okay. Just go. Made it past Atlanta. Nothing but Florida license plates all the way to Orlando. 27 hours of driving. Took us 26 hours. Okay. I know it had to be close. No gas, no hotels. Oh, it was an absolute nightmare. Oh boy. Yeah, we'd have to wait. You'd find a gas station and you'd just be like, we have half a tank, and it's like, well, we better get gas because we may not get it again. Doug says, if you're at eye level, you see celebs out and about. I did. There's celebrities all the time at Disney World, all the time. More Disneyland, I would say, because that's where all the Hollywood stars. I know Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, when they're open, he goes to Disneyland like all the time. You see pictures of people at Disneyland with Tom Hanks. Tim Tracker's a big celebrity at Disney World. Everybody tries to get their photo with him. Jessica says, I got stitched this morning, Dave. Woohoo! Can't believe it. Yes, she did. She somehow was able to get him online. Doug says, yeah, I have to see that remake of Star Wars. Remake? There's no real remake. Which one are you talking about, Doug? You might be a few movies behind there. You need to see Rogue One. I know you, Dave. Or Doug, sorry. Rogue One. Trust me, you'll like that one. Dave says, Anakin's transformation started way before then. It started when Qui-Gon took Anakin to train Yoda and Mace Windu. Seen that coming. Yeah. Yeah, they knew that he shouldn't have been involved in the first place. I could elaborate on that some. Because, Shmi Skywalker says there wasn't a father and all that stuff. And then Rise of Skywalker has something where the Emperor was a father to Rey. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen any of these movies that I talk about, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. But, all these Star Wars movies, it's like, it's hard to, you hate to give out big reveals, but Rise of Skywalker's been out for a year or so. Kathy says, see you next time. May the force be with you and live long and prosper. You know it, Kath. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. May the force be with you as well. See you next time. Jess says, bye, Kathy. Kathy says, bye, Jess. Jason says, I'm going to get kids settled down. Looking forward to your vlogger challenge. Everyone is invited to hike with us at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you missed the premiere, it will be available afterwards. Awesome, Jason. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I love your videos. 10 a.m. Saturday. Check out PFAM5. They are fun to watch. He's got a premiere coming out at 10 o'clock. Really, really cool family. Really awesome. Thanks for coming, buddy. Dave says, I seen John Stamos at Animal Kingdom and Johnny Galecki at Disney Studios. That's cool. Yeah, John Stamos, he's around Disney a lot from what I hear. And or Johnny Galecki. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Hey, Jason, I will check it from the mall in the morning. Yeah, they open at 11, don't they? Yeah, we're going to the zoo tomorrow, Dave. I told you that, I think. Doug says, Chewbacca is the future of Sasquatch. Yep. Also, if you're just showing up to the channel, don't forget to give me a like down below. It really helps our channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed already, which I'm sure you guys already have, you can subscribe to the channel. You'll get all the updates, all the views. A lot of people say that you got to press the little bell down here to get the notifications. I've noticed, I don't really know. You can if you like. Press the bell, hit all notifications so you can see when we go live. I'm going to have the Vlogger Challenge put up Sunday. It's starting Sunday, basically through Friday. So I'm not going to go over everything that we're doing because some of the stuff, I just want, it's a surprise. That's kind of the fun of it. But to kick it off, we are going to the zoo tomorrow, so that should be pretty awesome. And I'm going to wrestle a gorilla. Just kidding. Barry says, is it ever told who Anakin's dad was? No, I don't know. Well, they say, right, in the I don't know in the books. Okay, I don't know in the comics. I have read some of the comics. I know in the first prequel, Phantom Menace, couldn't think of the name of it. Jeez. Shmi Skywalker, right, says that there was no father. She tells Qui-Gon that he didn't have a dad. So he was created from the Force, according to the movies, according to George Lucas. Just says, spoiler alert, Darth Vader is Luke's father. Yep. Now, see, that would have been a spoiler for you. A couple years ago when we first watched it? Did you know that? You probably knew that already. Well, yeah, if we watched the prequels, I guess you... See, I completely ruined it for you, babe. I'm sorry. Jason says, thanks, Danno. Good night to all. Good night, buddy. Always nice having you on, man. Dave says, Barry Anakin did not have a dad. He was born through the Force. Yeah, the midichlorians just kind of like formulated in a Jedi drink that she was having at some cantina. Boom. Darth Vader. Jessica, no. It can't be. No. Oh, it's great. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to go watch Empire Strikes Back. And Jess, you're watching. Dave says, hope it doesn't rain on you guys tomorrow. I know Sunday is supposed to rain all day. Yeah, actually, the rain looks like it's moved out for tomorrow. It is supposed to rain late tomorrow night. I was looking at the forecast here while I was talking to you guys. So, yeah, it's supposed to rain all day Sunday. And Jess says, no, that isn't happening, meaning we're not watching Empire Strikes Back. I am. She's not. What Harry Potter movie's on in there, babe? Are we up to Order of the Phoenix yet? Doug says, Dan, we do want to be 2 years on this channel. Or where do I want to be in 2 years on this channel? Well, I was talking about this to a friend of mine last night. I would love to be a full-time at this. I am doing it my best. I'm trying to just keep pushing it out here. It seems like every month it gets a little better and a little better. Sometimes it seems to kind of stretch out, drag some, but you know what? I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. It's a great hobby. It's fun to do. People are entertained. I'm entertained. In a world where we can't really do much, it's been fun doing this. It's been a great ride. So in 2 years, well, I hope it's gotten a little bigger in 2 years. But you know what? If it doesn't, then I'm enjoying it. Prisoner of Azkaban. What's funny is I like Prisoner of Azkaban. I didn't used to, and then I did. It's like the story. It was hard for me to get into Harry Potter at first. I don't know why. I just could not get into the movies. I don't know what it was. I would always find something that was kind of silly, and then you got to buy in. It's like, Star Wars and the Force and, and all this. Not that it's silly, but it is, it's myth. I don't want to say it ain't real because it is. but you do have to buy in. Harry Potter is, it's something you have to buy into, that style of writing and filming and those kind of movies. And when it came out, so did Lord of the Rings. And I went Lord of the Rings, and I guess I just felt like those two movies, see you, Barry. Yep. Have a good weekend, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. And it was just something that I didn't get into because of the way, Lord of the Rings was what I was into, and I kind of felt like those were kind of the same movies where I just went this direction. Kind of like where we were talking about, and you might have missed this conversation, Dave. We were talking about, me and Jess watched the new Tom and Jerry movie earlier, and I liked it. I thought it was good. Check it out. It's great. It's like the older Tom and Jerry mixed with, real life. It's a live action and with animation, kind of Roger Rabbit style. But that's kind of my point is that's where I kind of was back then, was that I had my shows that I watched, like Looney Tunes, Garfield. It was like the first half of that Saturday morning show I watched, and then by the time Tom and Jerry came on, I was out playing or something. But it's good. You'd like it. I just ordered HBO Max today, going to check it out this weekend. Yes. And your wife and your daughter will love it. Both your daughters will love it. It's absolutely family friendly. It's hysterical. I mean, there's things in it that take you back to the old show, and then there's things in it that are, more of today's thing, like cell phones. It's fun, I won't give nothing away here. It's good. It's good. You guys will like it. Oh. Yes. Well, good luck tomorrow at the. I just get there early, man. I'm surprised. Jess told me when I got home today. She's like, "I got Stitch online." I'm like, "How'd you do that? It's not even Saturday yet." I don't know, man. She can work some magic. Doug says, "Good as long as there are plenty of parks, as with vlogging. Perks, sorry. Good as long as there are plenty of perks, as with vlogging." Now I've kind of been going back and forth on this, Doug. Like, I've done a couple things to kind of broaden things out. I'm thinking about maybe starting merchandise and stuff like that. Maybe in the future. Not really ready for something like that right now, but I have a couple sayings that I do that people, when they see me, they say, "Pretty awesome," or "The adventure's out there." I'm thinking about kind of coining these with maybe Teespring or something. And I'm trying to think of other ways. And here's my biggest thing, okay? You guys watching my channel, you guys watching my videos and the show and everything, you're really giving me everything that I want on this channel. By supporting me, subscribing, liking my videos, that really helps the channel out a lot. And I don't really need many perks to make that better. Because, I've talked about affiliate marketing and stuff like that, which I've opened up some to. But I'm not going to be that guy that says, "Check out in the description box. We got all the toys you need." Because that's not really me. And I've tried it. I've kind of dipped my hand in it a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out, I may join something like Patreon eventually. But I don't want to be that guy saying, "Oh, support, pay me money. No, it'll never be like that. I just appreciate all you guys watching the show and supporting our channel and just loving and liking everything that we're doing. And that's enough for me." Dave says, "Question, Canon M50 or Nintendo Switch?" Oh, I see Jessica's answer. Well, I don't know. That's the thing, Dave. Any camera in the world, Doesn't matter what you have. And M50 is an awesome camera. It's really nice. And Nintendo Switch is really nice. But as far as wanting to maintain and hold a YouTube channel, you don't need any kind of camera. You can use your phone. Most of the videos that I do are on my phone. People always ask me, like, I've done some videos on camera and stuff, but most of them that is easily accessible for me, and especially for the gimbal I got, which is something else I need to put down below is the gimbal I use, because people keep asking me which one it is. If you're curious, it's the Smooth Q Zhiyun, Zhiyun. Really nice gimbal. I love it. It's great for the phone. I can't use it on a camera though. Dave says, Jess, I have a gaming PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Oculus Quest. Man, you are ready. That is awesome. Yeah, that Oculus is great. My a good friend of mine, he's got one of those, and he's got Star Wars and all that stuff on there. And geez, I can't wait to play it when we can finally actually, hang out again. But which is different than all? What? Oh, but Switch is different than them all. Yeah, it really is, Dave. Yeah, I have an Xbox One also, and don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty. I am probably not anymore, but I still do play Halo. Also, yeah, if you got Halo 5, I'm always down to play that. I love Xbox, but yeah, Nintendo, there's just something about it that I think still makes Nintendo above the rest, because they were able to take older games like Zelda, Mario, all the classics. They even got Sonic now. And they make them into these games that are just top notch. It's just fun to play because you don't need like 40 people playing online to enjoy the game. That Zelda Breath of the Wild is the coolest game I've ever played in my life. It is absolutely awesome. I don't even know if you can really compare it to any other Zelda game, because it's more of an open world, like World of Warcraft meets Zelda. It's great though. But I do love Xbox. I got a lot of games for it. Dave says, Danno, but you need help sometimes to provide awesome content. What do you mean, Dave? My daughter has a Switch. I can always go grab. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, you got them all then. You forgot to mention that. Yeah, all the games we got a bunch. Got to go, Dan. iPad is almost dead. Night, Jess. See you, Shar. Thank you for watching. Opening Patreon or something like that. I've thought about it. I might. Me and Jess talk about these things, and I don't feel like right now, and Patreon looks awesome and everything. It looks great. And for people, and it's not like you're asking for much. It's like these videos do cost money. It's like, but I'm the one choosing to go make them, right? So if people enjoy your content, what I like about it is, I'm trying to offset some of my prices to go out and do this stuff. It costs me gas, it costs me time, and it costs me a lot of money. I mean, these museums aren't free. The zoo's not free. Kings Island isn't free. And Disney World is definitely not free. Smoky Mountains, which we're going to here later in the month, is not free. It costs money to do these things, and it costs money to film them. And I would definitely like to try a Patreon at some point or another, because, if somebody, I don't know too much about it, but I know that people can donate to your channel, or they can donate to your Patreon as low as like $1. And see, if somebody wanted to donate $1 every month, that would be awesome, and I really wouldn't even care how much it was. If I just had one person donating $1 to my channel, that would, that makes you feel good. Like somebody's actually, supporting your channel. But I look at it too, like everybody's supporting my channel by just watching the show, by watching the videos, subscribing down below here, giving me like every little bit of interaction with YouTube will get me further in the game, get me closer to Google AdSense, which for those of you who don't know is basically the way that YouTube will pay you if you become monetized and part of the YouTube Partner Program. Now, it's a long ways away. It's a long ways away, but you know what? It's an enjoyable ride. I am loving doing this, and that is the most important thing. That if you're going to do this, if you're going to put yourself out here, you have to love what you're doing, and you got to really appreciate the people who are giving you the time and listening to your show. Dave says, open up a virtual store to sell shirts and hoodies. Yeah, well, I was talking about that earlier. Definitely looking into that. That should be pretty cool. Teespring seems like the way to go. I know I've had a lot of other YouTubers tell me that. It's a way that, they make most of the money, but they give you a cut of it. I think you get like 20% or something, but that's cool. I mean, it's awesome because I don't have to make the stuff. The funny thing is Jessica can actually make this stuff. I don't know if she will or want to, it's a lot of work, because if you have like 10 people that want a t-shirt in a day, well, that's going to be hard on her to be able to make 10 t-shirts. But with Teespring, I don't know if she's making good money. That might be different. But with Teespring, they do this automatically for you. It's all done. They sell it. I think it's like 80-20, I think. Don't quote me on that. That's a lot of emojis there, Doug. Disney characters worth keeping for collectability. Whatever you say, buddy. I don't see any Mickey Mouses on there. Oh, yeah, there he is. Well, a mouse. Dave says, yes, you do. Christy says, I love watching your lives, Dan. Well, thank you, Christy. I really appreciate it. They're a lot of fun. It's fun getting on here with everybody. I've had a lot of viewers come and go here in this show. It's been great tonight. It's there's a couple things that I personally love about the live shows. Number one is chatting with all you guys. That is by far the reason I'm doing this, is so that people who have supported our channel, who have been watching our videos this entire time. Some of you have been watching me from the beginning. And I got to say, it really means a lot. And for those of you who have stuck with us this entire time through the good and the bad, and then the good and the bad, it's like it just, sometimes ideas, I do a lot of different types of videos, and sometimes I think that kind of hurts me in a way because I'm doing cooking videos, I'm doing vlogging at theme park videos, I'm doing, that's kind of where I'm focusing myself on this live stream, is so that I can get in touch with all the different people that are watching our show for many different reasons. And I don't know how long you've been on here, Christy, but I am doing a 5-day vlog challenge, which if anybody wants to support us, all you have to do is watch the video, and anything helps. You can watch 5 minutes of it. You can watch the whole 20. I don't know how long they're going to be yet. It is a 5-day video challenge, vlogging challenge, where tomorrow we're kicking off with the Cincinnati Zoo. So that's going to be cool. And it's basically going to start Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is something more that I'm doing for myself to see if I can do it, to see how long I can just push myself and push that YouTube algorithm in my favor, because that is a big part of it. YouTube needs to catch on and start sending my stuff out there. Dave says, I have Reagan doing our channel art and art for our shirts and hoodies. Cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Christy says, that sounds fun. Yeah, I'm excited. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. this is a tough game, and it's like that's a tough task. But I've learned a lot more things. I've learned better ways of filming. I've learned better ways to put your content out there and making it more interesting. Sometimes, when you're on film, the thing that you think of most is, wow, I sound terrible, or I look terrible, or any of that. Now I realize, well, that ain't nothing. You just got to be yourself, and that's been the big thing that I think has helped me with this channel, the videos, the live stream, everything I'm doing now is I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to be Channel 5 news anchor talking about, who knows what down the road. Because that's kind of how it starts off, when you first start a YouTube channel. That anytime I go and I watch a new YouTuber, if you're a lifestyle vlogger like me, because let's face it, that's what I am, you always are critiquing yourself too much. And I think when you critique yourself too much, you're hurting yourself, because people see that. When you're talking about something that you don't like and you're just forcing it, people see it. When you're yourself and you put it out there and you love what you're doing and you love your response and the people who are watching, it all starts coming together. And I think that's what makes it great. Yeah, it starts on Sunday, Christy. And that's going to be the big challenge, is getting these videos out, because it's going to be doing the zoo tomorrow. So we're going to film that. I'm going to edit it, and then I'm setting it up for Sunday at 8:30 in the morning. But whenever, it's just a video, so you can just watch it whenever. But I'll have them labeled too. It's going to be like vlogging challenge day 1, and I'll have day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And YouTube likes when you do stuff like that too, because when you have a series, people always tend to want to finish watching the series. So hopefully that'll help the algorithm, which is the mathematical calculation of how YouTube basically figures out that you're wanting to, or you're very active on your channel and you're pushing out more content, because that's what they want. They want you to work yourself to death and not get paid a dime. That's why I'm going to wrestle that gorilla tomorrow at the Cincinnati Zoo in a desperate attempt to get millions of views and several subscribers. No, I'm just kidding. Dave says, we will be at the zoo March 20th for a Kid Again Day. All right, cool. Dave says, yes, YouTube is tough. I can tell your videos are getting better with time. Well, thank you. He says, just like Vlogmas. No, I'll go on that in a second. Doug says, Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. That's how I feel, buddy. To infinity and beyond. We are going in full throttle. It's going to be a fun week. And the really cool thing is the way that I'm doing this is I'm launching this tomorrow morning. Now, obviously, I'm not filming live, so it'll come out Sunday. But starting Sunday, all the way up to our next live stream on Friday. So this is going to be really fun to talk about with everybody next Friday. We're going to go over everything that I did. If you guys have any opinions or anything that you would love to talk about with the live or the videos coming up and everything, it's interesting. Some of the stuff I got planned. That's the thing. When you're doing something like this, you have to be ready to just kind of not wing it, right? But it's not as scripted as you might think. Some people say to me, like, well, how did you script that out? How did you word that out? That's amazing how you did that. Or why did you go that direction? Well, sometimes you have a plan, but when you're kind of doing this all the time, you can't really have too much of a plan, because that doesn't allow for the opportunity to add something else new into it. Like somebody watched one of my museum videos that I did, and they loved the video. They watched part 2, and then I guess somehow then they went back and watched part 1. and they said like it was like two different videos. And the funny thing is that it's not two different videos. The second video, the way I edited it and filmed it was I wanted it to be to where if you watched one, the second one was going to be very easy to watch, because the first one was very long and the second one is short, which that was kind of my thought process, is I'll just kind of basically kind of talk about the stuff that I was talking about in the first video, but making it fast and fast editing to where people were interested in it. But it's kind of funny how that worked, because the guy seemed like he enjoyed the second video more than he did the first. And the first video kind of bored me because it was all scripted. I knew exactly what I was going to talk about before I did. And I felt like it kind of hurt the first video. But you live and learn, you know. All right, guys. Well, man, it's been a great time here. Great night. Christy says, I'm looking forward to the 5-day challenge and can't wait to see what all you come up with. I'm heading to bed, but I'll be checking out the vids. Awesome, Christy. Well, thank you for joining. Really appreciate you watching. It'll be fun. It's going to be interesting. I don't really want to go over how I'm going to do it. It's going to be something in the life of Danno, so I'll leave it at that. Is there anything else anybody would like to chat about before we sign off here? Man, we've been on 2 hours. Boy, sure don't feel that long. Jessica says, bye, Christy. In case anybody had anything else to say, I don't want to just cut it off. I think I cut it a little short last week, and people were still chatting. I think you can actually, if you're still in the chat, I think you can chat for a while by yourselves, even when I shut the stream down. I don't know how that works, but I mean, that's pretty cool, because if you're having a conversation with somebody in the comments, it doesn't just cut you off right away. Doug says, doing what you know does help. Absolutely, man. It sure does. And going back to the museum video a little bit, I know the History Museum pretty well. I've been there a lot. A lot of these places. I mean, you know, the zoo, all these places we go to usually. You know, it does help knowing, you know, what you're doing at least. Can't fake it until you make it on YouTube. You can't really fake it at all. Well, I mean, there's people who do. I can't. Ask my wife. I am a terrible liar. Not that I would ever lie. But no, I'm too much of an honest person. I just can't. I can't fake it. If I tried, this would have failed miserably a couple months after I got started. It's fun though. You know, it's been, like I said, it's been a great ride so far. It's been very enjoyable. Every day you learn something new. If you know, and I know, Doug, you were talking about this the other day too. You know, you should start some kind of YouTube channel. I know you have something with your Google Photos and all that stuff. All that is really awesome. For the amount of views that you have on those photos that you told me about, Doug, you could do amazing at this. You know, you could literally do YouTube videos of nothing but your photos, get millions of likes, and you could become probably, you could be making money at this, buddy. And that's no doubt, Doug. And Dave, you know, yeah, just get it up and going, buddy. The faster you get going, because this is a long game. I know a guy that has been on here. We started our channels about the same time, and his channel has just shot up. I mean, he's got like 900 and some subscribers right now. But he lives in a resort area, and we've talked about this. he lives in a resort area. His topics and everything are very searchable because everybody goes to that area, and I know me and you were talking about this the other night, Dave. Living in Ohio, for what I do, for what we do, well, it can be tough sometimes. There's not as much stuff to do. We don't have a lot of traffic coming into Ohio, so if we were a resort or vacation type area, like he is, I think it would take off more. And yes, he is a photographer, Dave. Well, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, we're getting ready to get off here. But yeah, keep up the good work. And I don't know if you were away or something, Doug, but I was talking about, all your photos and everything and how you can make a good YouTube channel if ever you wanted to try. This is why I want to move Orlando. I say that to Jess every week, Dave. Every week. And not necessarily Orlando or something, but yeah, that would be good. Orlando is I don't know if it's an amazing place to live. I know we love to vacation there. And I know if you're a YouTuber, well, if you travel the parks like Tim Tracker or a lot of the other ones, that's why they do very well. That's not really what I want my channel to be about, though. And that's why I kind of spread out and do different things. Being a lifestyle vlogger doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in the action all the time. The thing about lifestyle vloggers is that it's going to take a longer time to build a following because people aren't used to the type of things that you're doing. Once people catch on, and the biggest thing is that YouTube algorithm. It's finding the ways for YouTube to push out your content to the people that want to watch the type of stuff that you're making. Dave says, "Hey, Doug, I'm just starting photography. You should do a channel so I can learn from you." All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for me. 2 hours. That's been a great time. It's been really good talking to all you guys. Really appreciate all your good feedback to the channel, everything we talked about earlier. If you're new to the channel, if you've been watching this whole time, make sure you subscribe down below. Give us a like. I can't wait to do this vlogger challenge. It starts tomorrow. We're kicking it into overdrive at the Cincinnati Zoo. So with all that being said, have a great weekend. The adventure is out there.